Alright, well g'day and welcome back. Just a couple of things, I guess just housekeeping today before we start up with anything. There's a couple of things I didn't mention last time. One of which is if you sit down and cook by the fireplace here, and I've already done this so it's not going to work, but if you have some raw meat here, it'll ask you to press X and cook. And one of the things that you can do is, instead of releasing to complete it, you just hold on to it until it burns. And what will happen is that will actually unlock a new block for you at the workbench here, which is the tarred wood block. The other thing I wanted to cover as well, and it's something that we'll do before we go over a mission over in the next section, is we should take a look at upgrading our axe. So we need string, metal scraps, and shroud lord. And you'll notice that we have a tar there as well. That was created from overcooking my meat. Metal scraps and string. And you'll see what I'm going to create here is the Scrappy Axe. That's a level 5, and you'll see it's got 17 damage.
Better to be the hammer.
The plain old normal axe that we craft, 11 damage. So, not a massive amount of difference, but it's still a bit better. So what we're going to do now, per our direction from the blacksmith, is head over to that ancient spire over there, just across the bridge, and check it out and see what's on offer over there. Looks like it could be a bit of fun. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, well, welcome back. So you may recall last time we completed getting our armor all set up and crafting a couple of new items, one of which was our grappling hook. So now for the next mission, which is to head over and reach the ancient spire, we can now cross over Braelyn Bridge, which we couldn't do previously. So now we can use our grappling hook for the first time, which is pretty cool. And you'll see just above me here, we've now got some information that's just letting us know about the grappling hook and just saying be on the lookout for these things. So it looks to be that in order to get up to this spire that we need to go slightly different to where we were going before. And this also here is just letting you know that it's a good job that we crafted that grappling hook, because it's required to access this particular area. Alright, so now we can grapple up to where we are up there. Alrighty, and just behind this gate here, where we were going to come in before, there's a silver chest. And if you're looking to do a magical build, that would be a very, very handy thing for you to find there, that wand. And you'll see right there is a bit of lore as well regarding the hidden tombs. And as you can see there as well, we can now use our wingsuit, which is pretty cool. So right there also is the item that we saw earlier, which was the Flint stone. And as I'll say many, many times throughout this game, always loot everything or mine everything wherever you can. Not only is it just sort of good practice for not needing to go out later on and you know, do specific missions just to get that resource, but it's, you know, it's good just to get in the habit of doing, just so you get your money's worth out of the game as well, because you don't need to be in a hurry to explore the game and complete the game at all. You know, once I started this game, I sort of took a look at it and went, this is going to be a game that's going to take me 1,000 hours to get through at the speed that I want to get through it, and I'm going to love it. And it's pretty much what you can do. It's kind of like a, you know, Red Dead 2 type thing, the amount of time you can spend on it. So that's pretty cool. Alright, and we also know for the future that that resource is actually there if we want to get back to it. At this stage, it's not too far from where our home actually is, so you know, you don't need to be too concerned about the fact that you don't go through and mine everything. Alright. So it looks like we've made our way up to the towers here, and you can see their location above. You can see so many times throughout this game, and the art is so good, the graphics so good, just the way everything's done is just fantastic. And we've got our telltale little red glow in front of us, letting us know that that's an item or a place that we haven't explored as yet. So before we go anywhere, we'll have a look at the base of the tower here, as we discovered earlier on. It's always a good idea to loot those containers, and now you can see there we've unlocked metal blocks, and if we hadn't have taken a second to come over here to break those containers open, we wouldn't have got that metal block for free. Alright, there we go, and we've now reached a save point, so it's time for us to head on up to the next section here and see what we can see up top. Just before we do go inside though, a couple of little things I'll mention. outside here you'll find another one of the lore pages that we mentioned earlier. And just a quick reminder as well, as we passed the save point here, that's going to give us a place to respawn if we do die at any stage in the tower here. So what I'm going to try to do throughout this tower is I'll try not to loot, because it's actually going to take quite a lot of time. Now you'll see here I've already covered a little bit of this area, but we just get a little reminder here saying some doors are locked but can be opened by finding and pressing the correct button. So I've already pressed the button here and that opened this door here, and that led us to a silver chest here which we've already looted. Now what we're trying to do in this tower here is find our way onwards and upwards generally. So we're going to head to some higher ground, and as we got a reminder earlier, always look for grappling hook positions up high, and we found one right there. You'll find it's very beneficial always in these towers to loot outside. Always look for those doors outside. You can always find some places to loot there. Out here's a couple of good places to loot, there and there. And as I mentioned earlier, with the red mist, we're always looking for that as an indicator of where we need to go next. Now throughout these towers you'll find a lot of these tubs and containers around, the steel containers. They're all breakable. So if you bring a pickaxe with you, it's a very good idea, because there's a heck of a lot of looting that you can do. As you can see here, tons and tons and tons of places to loot. Alright, so what we needed to do upstairs there, the next thing we need to progress to do is head along here and up this little wall. Again, a ton of chests there, and there's a silver chest here for us to loot, which we've already done. And again, a lot of containers there to loot. And we're headed upwards and onwards. So now's where things get really interesting. So again, outside there, a ton of little places to loot. Now with a lot of these puzzles, all you need to do is just find the timing. It's all about finding the timing. And as you should always do in these towers, always look up to see if you can find any buttons that need to be pressed. So at this stage we have nothing, and in this room here you can see we have a little place to climb here. So indicated there, you can use a sprint jump to cover more distance, sprint and take a run up before jumping to land on seemingly out of reach platforms. So that's just giving us a pointer on how to get to there, and it's a prime indicator right there. You see how I used my double jump skill? It makes it a lot easier. If you have your double jump skill already installed, you don't have to use a sprint and jump to cover ground like I did just there. All you need to do is just double jump and you can make it. Alright, so this is our next section here. We've got a button to press. And there's nothing else at this stage. Oops. So as you can see, red lava equals ouchie. So we'll need to do a bit of healing. Now, one thing I didn't mention earlier, and I covered it earlier as well, is I actually received this bow here, Forest Longbow, level 3, from one of the chests, so I've already deleted that. I'm trying to shorten these videos as much as I can. Alright, so now we've made our way up to the very top level, and you'll see there that it's unlocked a new location on the map, and that location is the ancient Spire Springlands fast travel location. So if we head into our journal and check on our quests, our next quest is to use the fast travel. And we'll do a test here, and if you see, to unlock the fast travel, that's where it brings us out, right there. Alright, and now that we've unlocked the fast travel, one thing that we can do here as well is approach the flame and commune with the flame. It's just giving us a message that the ancient spires open fast travel points all over the world and reveal ancient knowledge of Ember Bale. Venture forth, the land must be reclaimed. So that's telling us that there will be ancient spires throughout the land. And we've now had new locations that have been updated on the map. So we'll check them out. So you'll see there, they now appear as question marks, and as I mentioned earlier, my map is unlocked where yours won't be, but you'll see that the new areas are denoted by the large question marks that are there. So there's one right up the top, and one there, one over here as well. So yeah, and one down the bottom. This one here that's down south, we're not going to be able to get to yet because that's all sitting within Red Shroud, so that'll be one we'll have to get to later on in game. And as you'll sort of gather the general gist of, you need to sort of remain to this side of the map and generally kind of approach the game from playing around over here on this side first, and then moving up and around, going to the north over here, and then making your way as you level up through the middle of the map here, and then investigating the places right up higher and further over to the east, and then down to the southeast from there, and that's the end game section of the map. Alright, well that's about it for us for this episode. What we'll do now is head back to our home base again and get kitted out again, and we'll work out what we're going to do for our next episode around. We'll see you next time.